Hey, it's your girl KV back with another review for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is season 10, episode 4, Tropic Like It's Hot. I was trying to wait for them to get done in the highway, but she's taking a long little party break, so bear with me. This episode was a lot. I feel like it was entertaining, but to be doing a review for it and having to take notes, it was just a lot. It was just arguments that I never argued before. It was just tension that I never I was just like, it was hollering that we didn't heard hollering for the past few episodes. It was just so much. Okay, it makes me put my Tia impression on, and I have to speak all hoity-toity and proper and English in it. Brexit, blood sausage. I don't know, y'all. That's just how I feel. We start with the last little piece of them being on the bus with Kiana being childish because Stacey's like playing on her hair or something. She's like, Stacey, stop touching me. Stacey, stop touching me. Stacey, touching me. Tell Stacey, stop touching me. Kiana, how old are we? Oh my God. It is, I get secondhand embarrassment watching Kiana and her antics this season. It's just like, why are we doing this? What did Wendy ever do to you? What did Stacey ever do to you? What did anybody ever do to you outside of Greg? You laying next to your major op, but you got all the smoke for these girls. And it's giving it's giving twofold, right? It's giving twofold. It's giving one, she got all this pent up aggression and she is not taking out on Greg, even though he is the one that deserves it. And two, everybody told her she was boring last year. Everybody told her she was boring, and now she feel like she gotta spice it up. And to spice it up, she gonna have drama. Little fires everywhere. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Oh my gosh, Kiana. So Wendy finds herself fine, fraudulent. She getting off the sprinter. She got her little binoculars. She looking all cute. Looking all cute. You buy them binoculars with that fraud money? Just wondering. Just wondering. Have you returned that dress yet? Did you keep the binoculars or did they go back to? The people just want to know. So the girls are finally at Preakness, and they had asked her on the bus or at some point, like, you gonna share some of Greg money? You gonna pass Greg money around? So she does go around, gives everybody $20, but skip Stacey for now. She was like, you ain't shaking no butt. She told somebody, you ain't shaking. I think it was Giselle. As she gets up, I'm giving you titty. I'm giving you titty. Stacey gets up and turns around and just starts wiggling. I said, what is happening? Kiana said, somebody give me change for a 20 so I can give Stacey some money. That was funny. The way that girl was dancing, that tickled me. So Stacey was like, girl, I put that money in my pocket. When somebody asked her, I put that money in my pocket, girl. We see the rest of the ladies go over to make their bet, place their bet in a little machine. My Eddie kicking in. They place their bet on a little machine, y'all. And we see Wendy and Giselle talking about Angel. Wendy's like, yeah, girl, if you mention my name, she'll give you 7 minutes of conversation, girl. She ain't gonna stop talking for 7 minutes if you mention my name. I said, oh, Lord. I just hate that we have to go here. And then Wendy ends up randomly saying, because no, Giselle was like, but you guys went to school together, right? Y'all ain't know each other? Y'all ain't know each other? Girl, we ain't know each other. I heard she ain't even finished. I heard there was some situation and she ain't even finished. Giselle said, okay. And when Giselle gives that serious, very stoic monotone, baby, that is her literally filing it away in her brain. That is her literally filing it away. Go back and pay attention to season. When she give you that real, okay. She didn't even want to dive into it right now. She just like, let me file it away for later. So, Ashley and Tia, we're all at the table at this point, and they bring up this moment between Ashley and Tia where the girls were out shopping. When the girls were out shopping and Ashley wasn't there, which I thought was weird that Ashley wasn't there, but I guess Giselle was like, let me pre-screen them and then I tell Ashley to go left or go right. You know, that's what it's given. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe she was just tired of Ashley and told her to stay home today. You're doing too much, little one. Just calm down. So Ashley had called Giselle while she was with them and invited Giselle, Wendy, and Angel out. Or Giselle and Wendy and somebody else. I think it was Angel out. But Tia was there as well, and she didn't invite Tia. So Tia ended up being like, oh, so rude. Or something along those lines, right? Ashley is now trying to harbor on that to make it a moment. So whereas Tia was like, girl, it was just a little tongue-in-cheek moment. It wasn't that deep. Like, I said it. I said you're rude. I apologize. We're done. What don't you understand? What are you not getting? Because Ashley was still trying to like harp on it. And as she is properly checking Ashley, I don't understand why you don't understand. Then Kiana gonna jump in. Is it like a chin check? Is tongue-in-cheek? Because they were all so confused about the tongue-in-cheek comment. And do I know what that, I guess I'm not too familiar with the exact meaning, but I've definitely heard the comment to know that it means like, it gives light shade. You know what I mean? Just light shade. I ain't really being mean, but it's just like, peep gang. You know what I mean? That's how I take a tongue-in-cheek moment. It's like, you know, this one says tongue-in-cheek means in an ironic, flippant, or insincere way. One suspects that he's writing with tongue-in-cheek. Oh, that's a stupid one. But yes. See, something is said or done with a sense of irony or playful insincerity. It should not be taken serious. Just a little tongue-in-cheek moment. I've always taken it as light shade. Light shade. So, there it is. I'm right. Light shade, girl. Nothing to harp on. Nothing to harp on. Kiana's like, is it like a chin check? Is it like a chin check? Girl, she annoyed me so bad. Everybody was like, no, it's absolutely not like a chin check. Chin check is aggressive. We're literally saying that tongue-in-cheek is just playful. It ain't serious. Go away. It's like she's inserting herself just to be aggy. It's not landing. What doesn't Kiana understand? I can't wait until Kiana and until Angel get their separate moments on Watch What Happens Live. We need to hear Andy. We need to hear Andy and how he goes about. Well, Kiana's already had her moment. And I don't think he really went in on her like he could have. There was like some pauses of him being like, okay, yeah, okay. But I really won't. We'll get there. We'll get there because I think I actually have it in my notes. We'll get there. So yes, Kiana's being aggy. Next scene. Jessie comes in, y'all. Kiana is visibly bothered. Okay, she is disturbed. Her soul is disturbed by Jessie's presence. Okay, so Jessie and Angel have this whole little moment like, oh, you a wag, girl? You a wag too? Okay, I'm a wag. Wives and girlfriends of players. NBA. I don't know. I think, yeah, wags is football because they call basketball just basketball. So wags is technically football. You a wag, girl? I'm a wag too, girl. Yeah, girl. How you doing? What about your husband? Angel asked her, who's your husband? Yeah, girl, he plays linebacker. And then Angel says, okay, my husband played tackle. Yeah, started 10 years. He started for 10 years. Wendy said, ooh. And Wendy said that it was some shade. She took it as shade. But I mean, maybe it was a little tongue-in-cheek moment. I didn't take it as shade. It didn't give that Angel was trying to sun her. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. But you really never know what these girls' intentions is, okay? But I didn't get that she was trying to sun her, but Wendy made it a thing. The girls are kind of going back and forth. Wendy's like, okay, y'all, okay, act normal, act classy. The first lady is coming by. Wendy and Giselle go over and hug that lady over the fence, baby. They ain't even show her face. She walks right off. Now, I'm sorry. This is the one moment I was slick, like 45% with Kiana, not the whole 50, 45% with Kiana. Like, girl, you did all this bragging about how she reached out to you personally to have this event for us, but she just did a little drive-by. Because I'm like, why would you put a reality star hosting something that you know is going to be on TV, but you don't want to be filmed? It was just weird to me, and I get it. You know what? It's Wendy, and Wendy is much more than a reality star. So then I'm gonna just leave it at that. So maybe that's why First Lady of Maryland wasn't really trying to be on camera. She ain't picked Wendy because for her celebrity. She picked Wendy for her astuteness. Okay, that is Professor Dr. Wendy. Okay, maybe she teaches at a school she loves to give back to. Maybe the community said, hey, that Wendy, that Zen Wen, that Wendy, the first of her name from Wendy's Hamburgers, she's something. A fraud. She is something. I love Wendy, y'all. I just can't believe she did that. And then they pushing to separate the cases, which I heard is normal. But it's just like the fact that you're going through this at all, Wendy. I can't believe you disappointed us like that. You was supposed to hold it down for the black educated women on television. And this is what you did. Okay, I'm back. Where am I? Okay, where am I? Kay is talking to some of the ladies, and she's like, yeah, apparently Jassy got a problem with me. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Hold on, let me get that. Jassy, come here, girl. Come here. And she's like, Jassy, I heard that you and Stacy don't like me, and I heard that from Wendy. Wendy's like, what? What? That's not what I said. I said that there must be something there. Because apparently when Wendy was on the phone with Jassy, she asked, oh, okay, is Kiana supposed to be at NAACP? And Jassy was like, I don't know. If she gonna be there, okay. I'm not like, yay, I'm excited. In my Riley voice. That's for the real Housewives of Atlanta watchers. Yay, I'm excited. This was way before time, when Candy was getting ready to marry her first fiance she had on the show. And she asked her how she feels. I was like, I ain't gonna be excited because he got a lot of kids, and them kids gonna be my siblings, and I'm gonna have to share, is essentially what she told him. So she's like, yay, I'm not excited. That was Jassy. So they start going back and forth, and you know, Jassy ends up telling her, you know, I get it. You're going through a lot, okay? You're going through a lot, and you want to take this out on your man. You're going through all these things with your man, but you want to take it out on me. And I get that you're going through a lot. I said, ooh, we were thinking it. And she's like, oh, no. Oh, we're going to talk about men. Don't talk about my man. Don't talk about my man, okay? Because you are the one over here about to marry a man that had 2 babies on you, okay? 2 babies on you. Damn, double homicide. I was just like, ooh, she got you. She got you. It's what I say. If you in a glass house, don't throw that stone. Okay? It's just like on Salt Lake City when Whitney was talking about somebody else's business, and then you want to be about to cry when somebody bring up your failed business. Don't talk about nobody else's business then. Just like about nobody else, man. Neither one's of you, okay? But we already see that. We'll get there. So then Jesse's like, oh, I think, ooh, did I say this or did she say this? Begging for a ring. That man got you on TV begging for a ring, and all you got was a little condo that you had to pay for. I said, well, I mean, Jesse ain't lying. Jesse, neither one of them was lying in this argument, okay? Both of them had points. Points were made. So, did anything else happen at Preakness? So they're headed to Nevis. It's like a part of St. Kitts, but you can't, it's not many flights directly there. So people generally fly into St. Kitts and then boat around, yacht around. That bag was terrible. The bag was terrible. We'll get there. So they're headed to Nevis and they got Jassy and Coach, baby, because you know, oh, this is the email from production. So, sorry, you know, I know I'll be having the episode planned. Headed to Nevis. Jassy is in Coach because she's not main cast. She wasn't really initially on the trip. Giselle just added her on, okay? So she's in Coach. She says she don't care. The champagne tastes just the same in the bag, okay? So the ladies are getting off the plane and they are going to sit in the Sprinter to wait for Jassy. Y'all, why is it like 30 minutes before she get off this plane? I said, is this production's doing? Because she seemed like the very last person to get off of the plane. So they gotta make some gigs about that, okay? They get to like a little sitting room with some light bites and some champagne and stuff where they're waiting to technically go through customs to get to St. Kitts. To get to Nevis. So they're going through customs. Like the people are doing it over there, you know, because it's a luxury experience, okay? You ain't got to sit in the line. We on a yacht. So the people are over there handling that while the ladies are over here having their champagne and light bites. Angel does this little thing, this little speech like, hey, I hope y'all really get to know me. Okay, get to know me on another level because I'm a cool person. I'm trying to be down. I want to be down with what you're going through. I want to be down. I want to be down with the RHOP. That's what Angel is giving in this moment. Stacey in her confessional says she reached out. I reached out to give to give Angel the warm welcome that I didn't get. And it was met with just lukewarm. I said, Angel, not people trying to reach out and possibly film with your goofy ass. And you shunning them because that's who Kiana don't like. Because that's what it's giving. You don't, well, she probably don't want to hang out with Stacey if Stacey breath really stinks. So that's beside the point. Everybody know this is TV. They gonna see the cameras. They're not gonna think that you stink just because Stacey breath stinks. So you shunning Stacey only makes sense because if you're following Kiana's footsteps. It's giving you inheriting the beef, okay? You're not K-Dot. There is no Pusha T. There ain't no Pusha P. And it dang sure ain't no BBL Drizzies. So please, inheriting beef when the beef ain't even beef. The beef is tofu. Okay, so it's just, baby, don't do this. Don't. Where am I? Stacey. So they're sitting there waiting. They're sitting there chatting right after this moment. The customs lady comes over to tell Angel that you have a camo bag. You can't bring no camo bags up in here. So you're going to have to get rid of it. And Ashley, who is she calling? Ashley is now, girl, where am I? It's too much. It's the, the animal. Okay, where am I? Focus. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. She can't have no camouflage, right? Ashley lets us know, because I've never been to the island, so I didn't know that this was a thing. So I was like, dang, did she know that? Ashley's in the confessional, and I appreciate this little tidbit, Ashley. It was needed. She said, dang, girl, don't you read? And they plaster the production email. This is the production, this is your work email telling you how to show up on your work trip. And clearly you did not read it because they highlighted right where it said do not wear or bring no camouflage. It is illegal. Even if you thought that only applied to clothing, if they're serious about camouflage to say that it's illegal, why bring anything camouflage? So she legit did not read the email. Which is wild, because you're traveling to a whole nother country. What if they would have locked you up for that? What if it snuck by and you got in that space and they locked you up for that? Craziness, okay? I don't play with other countries. They be quick to lock an American up to try to get some money. I ain't got time. Baby, and the bag was just ugly. It just wasn't a cute bag. Like, what type of bag is this? Was it a backpack? Luckily, Tia had a nearly empty suitcase to stuff it in. They're like, girl, why you got an empty suitcase? It wasn't empty. It was nearly empty. And then you accumulate stuff. And that's how my mama is, y'all. She'll pack a small bag. Like, you know how the suitcases be like big, medium, large. Big, medium, large. Small, medium, large. She'll take, like, say the small bag will be there, and then she'll fill the medium bag up and put it back in the large bag because she accumulates so much stuff. Especially when we used to go to Atlanta and she used to hit up them swap meets, baby. Everybody be like, give me that bag, give me that bag, give me that bag. So she would legit need a whole suitcase to bring back all them swap meet purses, girl. So that's what Tia was on. And I said, girl, I see you. We see each other, okay? So they're eating some light bites while they're waiting, and it's some meatballs. Wendy's like, Stacey, you don't eat balls? You don't put balls in your mouth? You don't sell balls? And Stacey's like, it depends on what we talking about. Like, second, I said, whoa. Whoa. Pineapples. Too much taquita, okay? I was just like, Wendy. And who was it? Was it Stacey? Not the professor. Wait a minute. It took me off guard too, y'all. And she's just like, I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I'm like, I'm with Stacey. I ain't doing all that. For what? Giselle's like, Stacey, it's right there. It's right there. When he's like, let me just play with it or something. Y'all be putting balls in y'all mouth. It's just certain things I draw the line at. And the line is usually rubber for the balls. Anything else back there. I got the front. How do we get here? How do we get here? Okay, so they're on the boat now and they're getting ready to take off for Nevis. And Giselle's like, yeah, you know, I told y'all to bring this lingerie. We celebrating Jassy. She getting married. This my girl. She need to loosen up. Woo, woo. And you know, and then, oh, actually, I'm here. It's 3 sorors. Jassy's my soror here. Wendy's my soror here. AKA, you know, yeah, soror power. Pink and green down. Okay, but there were some ladies that didn't want you here, Jassy. There were some ladies that didn't want you here. I said, wow, well, we starting off at the gate. Giselle is, she's not really being any different than she always is. The only difference really is You can tell Giselle is like this these days because there's no aggression with it. In the past, she would be, well, I heard this, just angry and nasty with it. Now she is checking it off a list. So I heard that you did this. Okay, check. Well, what about y'all? Y'all good? Okay, check. It's like, girl, take your producer hat off. You're on the show still. We get it. Especially with Karen going, you're the HBIC, Big Sister Jizzy. But girl, play along. You just coming in like a teacher that's doing a checklist. You got your backpack? Okay, cool. You got the markers? Bet. Like, play with the girls. Don't just be there. Really be present in the moment. Okay? That's how I feel about Giselle right now. But she lets Jazzy know that Kay and Angel didn't want you here. And it's like, ugh. But they do the flashback, and Angel didn't necessarily say that she didn't want her there. It's just the fact that Tia said, is she coming on holiday with us? When they were at Preakness right after the argument, basically. And Angel was just like, I think you should bring Charisse. And I'm like, you don't even know Charisse. But she's like, I do know Charisse, actually. I've known her before this, clearly. And then they do show the flashback where her and Charisse saw each other at, was it the second bloom? Ashley's second bloom. Bless me. Ashley's second bloom. And they acknowledged that they knew each other. So Kay is like, well, I'm not going to be fake and phony. As far as not wanting Jassy there. So Jassy's like, oh, really? Because you've talked about Wendy to me before. I said, wait. So y'all were cool at some point, but y'all are not cool now? It's confusion all around. Because if you was cool enough for her to badmouth Wendy, but now you don't like neither one of them, Jassy is exhausting. I mean, Kiana is exhausting. So basically, yeah, she calling you out. You are fake and phony. So Wendy's just like, oh, wow. When was this? Months ago. Wendy's like, oh, so you've been had a problem, but you telling everybody but me. And that is a very annoying thing, y'all. Because if you telling everybody that we got a problem, but I don't know that we have a problem, I don't have a problem. You have the problem. The problem lies within you. And for that, you should seek help, because seek help or conversation with the problem. But that's how I'm feeling about Kiana. It's just giving, you've been bitter for whatever reason. You've been mad about it. But it clearly wasn't that big of a deal, because even then you were still hanging around Wendy. And now it's beef when the cameras are out. Okay. So Kay starts over talking everybody. Jassy, you full of. Because you said it. Whatever she said you did, clearly you did it. So yeah, she's just like, girl, what you say? What I say about Wendy? And they never say what she said about Wendy. I'm like, dang, I wish this fraud stuff wouldn't have came up, because now I'm always thinking that might be lingering around the bend. Just around the river bend. You feel me? So I'm like, was she saying that she be returning clothes? Was she saying the robbery was fake? What is she saying? Girl, and Jassy says that this conversation happened 6+ months ago. So that would be annoying to me as a friend too. Cause it's like, so you had a problem with me 6+ months ago, but you never said anything. Jassy's saying some stuff. She's like, be quiet, be quiet. Oh, am I? You a side chick, ain't you? She said, no, I'm the fiance. Something you'll never be. Because she is running around like begging for belonging to a man, being mean to her friends. And so then Wendy ends up bringing up the Jesse and Angel thing, saying that Angel made a dig by saying her husband started for 10 years. And like I said, I didn't take it as that, but in the confessional, who was it that said it? I'm trying to see. Somebody in that confessional was like, I mean, he is a bench warmer. So it was production being messy, asking Angel, is he a bench warmer? And Angel just was like, she gave a real politically correct, there are different degrees of players and everybody matters. You matter. Everybody gets a participation trophy. If they win, everybody gets a Super Bowl ring, okay? And she gives a nice little PC answer. So at this point, the girls ask Angel, hey, are you going to give everybody a try? Are you going to get to meet the ladies and get to know us for who we are? Or are you just going to be Kay's lapdog? Because it's giving flunky. She claims that she is going to give everybody a go and meet everybody and all of that stuff. They have a little twerk. You know, listen, the girls gonna always get together to do some twerking and to talk about, talk about some SEX, okay? The girls gonna bond together for those two things, okay? They don't go back to hating each other 5 minutes after that conversation, maybe in the middle of that conversation. But those two things is, we shaking, hey, look at my son shaking, hey, but you still a B word. It'd be crazy. But Angel is real annoying. Kiara's off to the side. She over there being a wet blanket, being a negative Nancy, just being a little, why are you here? And so at some point, her and Angel go off to the side. This might be that point right there. Her and Angel go off to the side, and Angel is like, yeah, they're just treating me. Oh, what's her voice a little? Yeah, so like, you know, the girls, they're not really warming up to me. When we got to the airport, nobody spoke to me. Like, they just looked right through me. Nobody spoke to me. Baby, you know, production would roll that beautiful beam footage and shows that she was greeted. A couple of folks even hugged her. Like, Angel, are you present? Like, I think Angel thinks she's having an outer body experience as a housewife. I think she forgets that she's really in these scenes and things are happening around her. Because she kind of she's still watching this on TV to a certain degree. She doesn't feel mentally present. It's like when you on Zoom in a meeting and you thought your camera was off, but it's on, and they see you in your drawers eating Cheerios while you're on this meeting. That's what it's giving. You know that your camera's on, right? You know that we can see you. Do you know that we can see you, Angel? You're here. But they rolled that footage on her like 3 times this episode that were not in her favor. They were not in her favor. I'm like, dang, girl, who you piss off in production? Because they are very quick. They don't usually pull up they don't clock your teeth as quickly. They usually don't clock your teeth as quickly. We usually got to get a flashback or something. They giving it straight there. This is what happened earlier today. I said, Jesus. So, yeah, I don't know. She got to get up from up under Kiana and really get to experience these ladies, because everybody's like, girl, we greeted her warmly. What is her problem? They get to the villas and it's nice. I said, Giselle, this your trip. They let you play. Okay, girl. Giselle and Ashley are together. They put Tia in the nanny's quarter. Everybody is with somebody that they like. Everybody with people that they like in these rooms. Giselle is so petty. Everybody's going through their bathroom. She left like a little toiletry bag with some stuff in it and some monogrammed robes. Well, we get to Stacy room. Stacy ain't get no card written to her, no money. Well, the robe is there, but it's not. It doesn't have her name on it. Just petty, and it's stuff like this where I'm like, Giselle, it's just so unnecessary. It's just like it's a pylon at this point. It's a pylon, and I get it. It has to be. Well, no, it doesn't have to be somebody every season. We don't have to pile on to one housewife, but that's how these girls do. They always pick one housewife to like sun for the season. She is not of Potomac. We have to make sure she is up to par to, to sit with us. We don't know if you can wear pink on Wednesday and sit with us, okay? We got to scope you out first. And it's tired. Y'all like 50, 60 years old. It's annoying. Not everybody. There's more like 40s. Ashley might still be in her 30s. I think Ashley's like my age, a year older. So she's still in her 30s. But y'all dang near 40 and up. 40 and up. Okay? Grow up. Find other things to do. So Stacy called her out about it. She's just like, Giselle, why would you do that? Giselle's just like, girl, I don't really know you like that, and I didn't know if I was going to invite you and everything. She said, well, you know that my name is Stacy. I'm warming up to Stacy, y'all. I'm warming up to Stacy. Last season, look, I just did all this talking about hazing the new girl, and I'm like, is that what I was doing? But no, she came on real goofy last season, and it gave insincere. It doesn't give genuine. And that's still the case now with Stacy. But at least now we see more dynamics to her, and her trolling them with this persona, with her QVC persona that she keeps up. It is kind of funny. I ain't mad at it. Last season she was annoying because it's like, y'all really letting these girls come over here with a full fake storyline still? We still doing that? A storyline that we can see from a mile away is fake, and y'all got it. So that's what annoyed me about her last season. But now she's here to stay. I mean, she is a kiki. Okay, she makes me giggle. Well, let me just take a minute. She gets a giggle out of me. So, they get there, they get into their rooms. Everybody's about to shower, a whole day of traveling, getting off the plane, go on a boat. I'm sure they sweaty and just want to get to the showers. Tia is missing her daughter's birthday party. I can't remember which one it was, but she got the two, like 16 and 14 or something like that. So maybe the 13-year-old's turning 14 or something like that. So she calls them to check on them. She said usually she would never miss her kid's birthday, but a few years ago when the queen died, she was out in London and there was no flights going out, so she couldn't leave, and she was like, I mean, hey, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I guess I should miss birthdays then. So she's calling to make sure she's doing good. Take plenty of pictures for me, okay? I feel both ways about it. On one hand, how you just missing your baby birthday for work? And then on the other hand, it's like, she a teenager. She was probably gonna be dissing you all night anyway. It's probably for the best. Cause them daughters, they are both in a, how teen girls get in it. I hate you, Mom. You're annoying. Oh my gosh, stop looking at me. Oh my God. She's in that phase. It's given that they both in that phase. So Tia's just like, girl, have a blast. There you go. Okay. And then she ends up talking to her son because he had sent the text. That he want to be adopted. And she's like, okay, why do you want to be adopted? Because I have to clean on her birthday, but on my birthday, I had to clean and nobody helped me clean and I didn't even get to relax. So I want to be adopted. She said, well, okay, well, if you get adopted, then how am I going to see you? I wouldn't like that if I can't see you, And how's that going to work? You want to see me, right? Okay, well, just try not to get adopted by Sunday. I'll be home Sunday. Try not to get adopted before Sunday. I said, that'd be me on the phone. Like, oh, okay, all right. You know what that entails? Okay, well, All right. Okay. Well, I'll see you soon then. Troll your kids a little bit. They can take it. They can take it. Where's my name? Said Stacy. Girl. They flat out show Wendy and Giselle hugging her. Girl. Stacy. They get to dinner. They get to dinner. Stacy ends up asking Kiana if her and Greg are still together. She real snappy. So I'll be having to rewatch this thing because I'm like, wait, I got some question marks there. Let me run it back. So they're at dinner and Stacey's like, okay, Kiana, because we don't talk a lot and I really don't know, are you and Greg back together? She's just like, yeah, we're back together. Okay, congratulations. That's great. Wonderful. Giselle's like, oh, y'all not talking? Y'all not cool? And Angel's just like, how did we get there? Oh, Stacy said that they had like a little chit chat. Kiana asked her for some gum, and then Stacy ended up asking how was Angel doing. She was checking on her. And Angel's like, oh, well, y'all gotta have a conversation with me. Y'all gotta have conversations with me to get to know me. But you don't seem very inviting. You don't seem very talkative. You don't seem you just don't. You just don't, Angel. It's just like, it's just giving wet blanket every scene. I just want you to, I don't know, like, I get everybody's not the type that's gonna like take charge of a moment or be like, so this is me. I get everybody's not that person, but Angel only has a presence when she's trying to come at Wendy's neck. Okay, and we're about to get there. We're about to get there. So it's really given that she is scared to talk to people that Kay don't approve of. It's given high school. And y'all, some high school stuff happened at work today. So I just got annoyed all over with all of this. So see, it's just like, okay, well, why don't you guys talk? And what about you and Wendy? What's going on with Angel and Wendy? And Angel basically says she felt attacked by Wendy and they flash back to the scene where Wendy was like, this is a totally different energy than yesterday. Than what you said at the store. Is that the attacking question? Girl, stop it. You don't feel attacked. You got egg on your face because you genuinely did not think that Kiana would say she chin checked you. And so you thought that they were trying to be messy and you were just like, I don't think my friend would say that. I don't think my friend would say that. I don't think she said that. Only for Kiana to be like, yeah, I said it. I'm sorry. So now you feeling away, but you don't know how to move, but you definitely not gonna check your friend in front of the group. You don't know these girls like that. But then on top of that, you are inheriting her beefs when she don't have real beefs. She don't have them. And Wendy's just like, I asked you a simple question and now you're trying to villainize me for some reason. And we're just seeing that Kay and Angel... Okay, I hope y'all ain't hear her little evil laugh. Kay and Angel are just, in their own little world. And Giselle ends up interjecting and taking a hard left to say that, Angel, these pictures don't look like you. They don't look like you. I ain't know that was you. And essentially she said that the pictures are heavily filtered. They were. A lot of people are trying to make it a fat phobic thing, but I don't even think it's necessarily the weight. The pictures they just look very filtered. Even the pictures they show of her that look more recent, it just don't look like her because production's so messy. Jesus. How is Angel feeling? Production plasters like different pictures from her Instagram, and they are all heavily filtered. And that's not to say that Angel ain't beautiful. Angel is beautiful. Like, if she was a little darker, she'd be my type. If she was a little bit more chocolate, she would be my type. That confessional where she got the brown and the straight hair, my goodness, that woman is beautiful. But the way she has her pictures edited versus the face that she has in person is very different. It just is. It's just different. So I'm with them. And so, Wendy is just loud and dramatic with everything that she does. That's one thing I don't necessarily take shade of as Wendy is, and plus all of the girls are at the table giggling or having big reactions to this because they agree. They agree. But she in the confessional and she only has smoke for Wendy. Okay, she's like, some of these people at this table laughing like they didn't go lay down on the surgery table so they can look like an Instagram filter in person. Why are you coming at Wendy neck when Giselle is the one that said it? Giselle is literally the one that brought it up. And I'm wondering, is this editing? Did she say something about Giselle and we just don't see that? Or is she really only having smoke for Wendy? Okay, Kiana tries to take up for her, but really don't make it no better. She resembles her pics. She resembles her pics. She tries to take up for her friend for once, okay? And it's just barely out. Okay, this last little dinner scene. It's another Angel versus Wendy moment because Wendy's like, listen, she's the one coming at your neck, but you see how you got a problem with me? You always coming for me? I said, dang, so it's not production, huh? And production, once again, they rolling beautiful bean footage on Angel. And Wendy's like, at her house, Kiana asked, do you even like this lady? Stacey, she sure did. She sure did. And what you say, that exposed y'all. That exposed y'all. Y'all talking about me or you got a problem with me. So now knowing this, hearing this, feeling this, and then hearing from Jassy that 6+ months ago, you was talking bad about me too. Like, what's really good, my G? I'm like, yeah, Kiana, it's weird. It's weird. You saying that Wendy the TV friend, but you giving TV beef because you could have went to her a long time ago if that was the case. So Wendy tells Giselle that it's messed up how she did Stacey as far as not monogramming her robe. And Stacey exposes that Giselle has a man. It was so like hilarious the way that it happened because it was funny, but it wasn't a gimme gotcha. You know what I mean? And Stacey's just like, oh, well, you don't tell us anything because you got a boyfriend. And da da da. And she takes the phone out, shows everybody. Giselle was like, it was a date. I'm dating. I have a roster. And then when she says who it is, yeah, former NFL player. Jassy said, okay, Meg. Okay, Meg. I said, not another wag. And it was funny because another scene in the episode, Angel again, she is up Giselle's. Angel was telling the girls, oh yeah, I'm going to hook Giselle up. I got a former NFL player for her. Somebody said, is he chocolate? Somebody else said, is he bald? I said, she do like a bald and chocolate. So it cracked me up that we trying to dig into Giselle's love life. Because, after Sherman, baby, she ain't going for that. So somebody's like, oh, it ain't that big of a deal. She dating. I think it was Ashley. Because Ashley ended up telling the story. I was there when they met. He was nice. He came correct. And they've been on a couple dates. No biggie type deal. I'm like, yeah, okay. That's probably her boyfriend for real. And somebody's like, well, we've all had an NFL player. Haven't we? Haven't we? Haven't we? Stacey, you're not going to raise your hand? The girl said, I'm checking my wet and wavy. I'm checking my wet and wavy. Wendy like, girl, they about to drop a dime on you. And this is where they dropped the whole Chris Samuels thing. Wendy's dramatic self. Y'all know she be screaming every time some tea get dropped. Cause what was it, Blue Eyes? I ain't gonna lie, I be the same way. I probably don't scream as loud as Wendy, but I'm like, oh. I am one of those. So it cracks me up every time Wendy gets about some tea. Cause of Wayne, I be like, she being so dramatic, and I be like, hey, I sleep do that too. Okay, y'all, I have been on here real long. Well, the episode was long, huh? Was this a super pack? I ain't tripping, am I? Yeah, that joint was like a bit long, so the episode was long. That's why the review a little bit longer. I shall go back and rejoin my family, figure out what I'm eating for dinner, y'all. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment, let me know what y'all think. Yeah, the things. Share it. Share it, y'all. I'm gonna start doing clips. I'm gonna start doing clips. See ya.